What's up, y'all? Good morning. It is Monday, and today is going to be a work out of the house day for me, which I don't get a lot of. So my sister and I are going to Barnes and Noble to get a work day in outside of our home offices, and I just feel like, I love working from home. I am a work from home girl. I don't usually need the separation, but sometimes it's good to break it up a bit, you know what I mean? Like change your environment, especially for me right now, because I have so many different projects going on and they're kind of all melding together in a way that I feel like my super consistent environment isn't necessarily helping with, or I don't know. I'm hoping that changing my environment will help me, give me a little bit more juice, a little bit more energy for all of these projects that I'm juggling. So I need to head out to scoop my sister. Y'all know what the deal is. I always scoop my sister. Then we'll catch up when we get to the bookstore, to the Barnes & Nobles. But first, we're going to do the workday out of the house fit check. All right, y'all. So this is the fit. It's super simple, but it's going to be a chill day. So I didn't need anything too extravagant. I just have on this indigo denim shacket. It's Boohoo, I think. It's Boohoo. I got it from Nasty Gal. I also just have on underneath this scoop neck plain white bodysuit for a plain white tee look. I have these barrel leg blue pants on. And I have two bags. This is I don't mind two bags. There's something about the extraness of it that I like that helps me feel a little bit more maximal when my outfit is more minimal. And so I have this, here I'll zoom in. So I have this thrifted Coach bag. I've thrifted it years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. And it's a little tiny, small Coach bag just to have like my wallet and my like lippies and my earbuds and stuff in it. And I got this last year, this little Coach, was it last year? Maybe the year before that. This little, milkshake Coach keychain that I have on here. Threw that on there because it is, spring, summery time, and I feel like it's apt. And then my work bag, y'all have seen before, but it's my black and silver Muraway bag. This is a black-owned brand. I'm obsessed with this bag. I actually have other Muraway bags, that are just like tiny fashion bags, but I love this tote. I'm gonna have to get on there and see what else they got because I love this tote so much. It fits my little tiny laptop, my 14-inch laptop, and everything else that I need. I'm actually considering doing a what's in my bag video for when I do go on these, out of home work days, out of my home office work days. So y'all let me know what y'all think, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do that video. And then I just have these easy little mules. These are, I think, Simply Vera Wang. I have them in a few different colors. Oh, and fun floral socks, but these are like just really cutie. Oh wait, it's on here. Azalea Wang. These are actually Azalea Wang mules. I said Simply Vera Wang. They're Azalea Wang mules. And yeah, these are just really simple, super comfortable, flat shoes that I can slip on and off. I love a mule. I love not having a full shoe on, like having the back of my heel out. I got some foot issues, so that's, I guess, neither here nor there. Just these really funky mules that I think are super springy and summery. And, they also put a little bit more oomph in my fit since it is really super chill and neutral and minimal. So yeah, that is the super simple look for today, y'all. I need to go scoop my sister, like I said, and we're gonna get going. Oh, jewelry. I always forget the jewelry. Hang on, let's do that. Also, y'all, excuse my edges. My braids are a little older and I didn't slick down my edges today, and I'm not gonna because I don't feel like it. But anyway, for the jewelry, for the earrings, I just have these really pretty bigger studs here in my first holes. I can't actually remember where they're from, to be honest. These sort of like jungle cat door knocker earrings in my second holes. These are from 1929 Galore. And then for the necklaces, I just have this little Coach necklace, this little Coach C necklace here in the middle. This little C, and then below it I have this, I love this necklace. They're gummy bears, obviously. This is from Betsy Johnson. I find it to be super cute. And then just a little rope chain. This is from 1929 Galore. So this is the super simple necklace stack that we got going on today. And then for the rings, super simple index, middle, and third finger on the right hand. And y'all know, engagement ring on the left hand. So yeah, I'm about to bounce, grab my sister, and we're gonna have a nice, cute little work day in the Barnes & Noble. I hope to get a decent amount done today. It should be good. Our assistant emailed or messaged us and said that we have to have a phone call on one of our projects, which we weren't necessarily planning for. We don't really like to take meetings or calls when we're out and about today, but hopefully it's good. And so I think it's about like pushing a project forward, like getting it to the next step. And this one is pretty far along, so it should be a good call. But anyway, about to bounce, and I will check in with y'all in a bit. And these in can. Primary notes that we addressed from you was like the stakes of the story, and in the addressing notes document, that's where we came up with
Addressing the stakes of the story.
the stakes.
Right. I remember they were like.
That's where we came up with like, I think maybe we came up with it before about like how like, so I'm jumping back and forth between two documents, the latest pitch for story and structure, and then addressing.
You say you put that in there. Did you put it in a specific document?
It's in the script.
Oh, you put it into the script.
Yes.
You actually write the script.
So what I'm saying is that I'm not just paying attention to the latest pitch, because the latest pitch doesn't have some of the changes.
You're also paying attention to the document where we're outlining our responses to
certain
universal.
certain notes, yeah.
I see. Okay.
So I can say I'm good.
Maybe even if it's just for us. I know we had the running one with Pyro and Internet and stuff, but I guess we can use that one if we want, or if we want to make our own.
This is more internal, like not like, because that's the version of it. Oh yeah, I forget that every time.
I know that's
I'm encouraged.
I too get those things last.
Okay, Frank, you're on with Adama and Adane.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Frank.
Yeah, it's good.
Doing not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, just get some work done. Just a Monday.
What they really want to, at that point, make sure is, you know, the process in Japan is every production director has to be. So I think what's going to happen after you guys.
Okay, and so just to make sure we're understanding correctly, so the writing the pilot and then the series Bible, this is like the development process before green light, right? Yeah, we would love another call with them, just so that they can like walk us through step by step how they envision this working, just because it's so different from anything we've done before. And I think especially because of the specific tone we envision this being, a lot of the comedy is going to come through the dialogue. Yeah. See, this could be really cool and honestly groundbreaking in a lot of ways. They were saying this stuff like in the room. Yeah. Like after we pitched it. Yeah. Essentially, Frank said that like we're going to write the pilot script and then a pretty extensive like series Bible. And a big part of the tone is like the comedy and the dialogue. You know, dialogue like Adana said, but then also like, you know, scene description and stuff like that, like how characters are reacting. Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. We are so excited. Thank God, I needed something. This is great. Are you excited? Yes, I'm very excited. I love this thing. I think we came up with a really cool take. Me too. So my sister and I were so hyped that we had such a good call with our animation exec and got such amazing news on that animated series that we have been pitching for months and months now, that we decided to go ahead and treat ourselves to a little Italian lunch, a late lunch, and the spot was right across the street from the Barnes & Noble. So we popped on over there and honestly just allowed ourselves to revel in the good news. We're honestly still such a long way from, you know, making this project into an actual show, not just making it into a show, getting it like produced and on the air. And so we know that this is just the very beginning stages that I didn't say what we did, y'all. We sold that animated show. And so, we're still really far out from it being something that the world can watch, but these steps are so important. We can't get to those final steps without being here first. And so we really, really wanted to go ahead and celebrate the small wins along the way. And selling a show is not a small win. That's big. And so, yeah, we wanted to take some time for ourselves. We had every intention of going back to Barnes & Noble and working for the rest of the day. But we were like, you know what? No, we are going to celebrate, and celebrate we did with this really, really tasty Italian food. And yeah, I was just so hyped, so excited that we have made it to this stage of the process, and just hoping that we can keep it going and make this animated show. And yeah, I'm still being pretty vague about what exactly the show was about. I didn't say where we sold it to because we're not allowed to say that information yet, but I promise y'all, as soon as it hits the trades, I'ma fill y'all in. So, okay, now we did go back into Barnes & Noble, but not to work. Like I said, I wanted to, God, this is such a problem, and now I'm thinking about overconsumption and everything. Not such a problem, I don't do it so often, but basically I went back in Barnes & Noble to treat myself to some books because I was celebrating, and I wanted to buy some books. It's really hard for me to go into Barnes & Noble and not get a book. I know tons of people feel that way, tons of people have that experience, but yeah, I was shopping around, y'all, but I think I did pretty good. So yeah, that was the day that we had, and it was a good one. Oh, and here I'm doing a fit check to show y'all like the full view of what I was wearing that day. It was super simple, but I still feel like it was quite stylish, quite easy. And then at the end of, or after we got back from Barnes & Noble, we just went back to my sister's house and, did a little bit more work to wrap up the day. But all in all, a fantastic day. We had to do this while also, parenting or watching my niece. I guess my sister's the parent, I'm the aunt, but maybe I'm a co-parent as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everything about this day was perfect, and ending it with my niece was perfect. I love this little girl. All right. Hey y'all, I am back I've been back from the bookstore and my work day out. It is 10 p.m. So we got done at our, work day at the Barnes & Noble, and then we had our little lunch. And honestly, y'all, it was a celebratory lunch because we got a call from our animation exec at Sony, and he essentially told us that the big IP animated show that we have been pitching, like we did rounds and rounds of, we got to pitch it to Sony, like different levels of folks at Sony, and then we pitched it to like the streamer or the streamer / network that it would be on, and they said they want it. So it's going to negotiations now. Like, they're gonna go to our reps, our agents, and our manager and tell them, like, look, this is what we want to offer in terms of like price, like compensation for our work, and then they'll go back and forth for a while. These types of things take some time, like take weeks, sometimes months, and then they'll also negotiate the terms of the deal. And I could do a separate video on what that looks like typically, but they'll negotiate the terms of the deal, like how much we have to write, like do we write 1 episode, 2 episodes, do we write a show bible or a format, all that stuff, what our credit's going to be on the show if the show prayerfully like airs, like gets on people's TV. So it's really exciting news, but we still had a shit ton of work to get done, and so we celebrated a little bit. We perused Barnes & Noble's, like just very casually, socially. I bought 4 books actually, but 2 of them are for my sister for our birthday coming up in June, and then 2 were for me. So I'll show y'all those real quick. So these are the 2 books that I purchased. We'll get into this one first. It's called Gingerbread. It's by Helen Oyeyemi, and she is, well, first of all, Nigerian, obviously, but I actually read something from her years ago. I think I was still in film school, so it was like 2017, 2018 or something like that. And it's called Boy Snowbird, which they actually reference on here. And it was really, really good and sort of weird and dark and funny. And I didn't know that she had written anything else. And I think about Boy Snowbird a lot. And I actually just talked to Marcus about it, like the thematics and stuff, because it is, you know, relevant to like his life and thus our lives because we're getting married. But I was talking to him about the thematics of it like literally yesterday. So I picked this up. I am really excited to read it. And the second book that I got is called Some Prefer Nettles. It is by Junichiro Tanizaki. And yeah, both of these books seem so wild. Oh, I didn't say what Gingerbread was about. I guess I'll read the back. So it says, Perdita Lee may appear to be your average British schoolgirl. Harriet Lee may seem just a working mother trying to penetrate the school social hierarchy. But there are signs that they might not be as normal as they think they are. For one thing, they share a gold-painted 7th floor walk-up apartment with some surprisingly verbal vegetation. And then there's the gingerbread they bake. Londoners may find themselves able to take it or leave it, but it's very popular in Durastrana, the faraway, or according to many sources, non-existent land of Harriet Lee's early youth. When teenaged, Perdita sets out to find her mother's long-lost childhood friend Gretel, a true lover of the Lee family's gingerbread. Her search prompts a new telling of Harriet's story, endlessly surprising and satisfying, written in Helena Oyeyemi's imitatable style and imagination. Gingerbread is a feast for the reader. Sounds wild, sounds cool. Obviously, I'm gonna read this. And then the back of Some Prefer Nettles says, it's the 1920s in Tokyo, and Kaname and his wife Misako are trapped in a parody of a progressive Western marriage. No longer attracted to each other, they have long since stopped sleeping together, and Kaname has sanctioned his wife's liaisons with another man. But at the heart of their arrangement lies a sadness that impels Kaname to take refuge in the past, in the serene rituals of the classical puppet theater, and in a growing fixation with his father-in-law's mistress. Some Prefer Nettles is an ethereally suggestive, psychologically complex exploration of the crisis every culture faces as it hurtles headfirst into modernity. And I mean, that sounds so dope, so amazing. So the puppets, like the puppets within the puppet theater, it really reminds me of this stop motion adult animated movie called Anomalisa, which I love. If y'all haven't watched it, it's so good. Definitely check it out, especially if you like sort of like the dry, dark humor, kind of weird stuff. But there's a scene in that movie where there's like a Japanese sort of mechanical puppet, and it kind of looks like this. And so I'm interested to learn more about them, and then I wonder just how much they were necessary in society and for what means and stuff like that. So anyway, I think this sounded really, really dope. And so that's what I got. And then the last thing that I picked up, I saw it on my way, or I was going through the checkout line at Barnes & Noble. It's just this little croissant stress ball, or it says de-stress ball on it. The croissant de-stress ball. And I love croissants. I have like a croissant little charm that I like to have on my Switch. I have a croissant candle that Marcus got me that smells just like a croissant. I don't even light it. I've never lit it before. And it smells like a croissant, and I don't want to light it. I never will. And it smells good regardless. But I saw this, and work has been decently stressful for me lately. So even though today was like a really good day, we had some really good news, I was just like, this could be, I haven't had stress ball in a long time. I didn't know they were still I didn't know people still made them. I haven't seen people with it in a long time. So I just thought this was cute, got myself a little treat, and hopefully it helps me de-stress, you know? So anyway, y'all, that is going to be the end of my work day, out of the house, not working from home, working in Barnes & Noble's day, or what have you. Like I said, we got some really good work news. We got a lot of work done. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's after 10 p.m. now. It's like 10:15. And that's because after we worked at Barnes & Noble, we went back to my sister's house, got some work done there, and then I came back to my house and worked for like a couple more hours. So I got a lot of work done today, y'all, and it was a pretty productive day. So not bad. Maybe I should leave the house to work more often. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you so much for chilling with me and spending the day with me. Oh, and I will definitely keep y'all up to date on what happens with the show that seems like it's definitely moving forward. I'll let y'all know as much information as I can when I can, and it's exciting. Here's hoping. I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much because of, you know, being burned in the past with another project pretty recently, like only a couple months ago, but I can't help it. I'm happy. So yeah. Again, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch y'all in the next one. See ya.